There are two exams you need to write in order to become a Microsoft certified Azure solution architect. Who this certification is for, percentage-wise exam topics in both the exams, and what all things you should be learning in order to clear this certification. 40 plus labs that we recommend for this certification, and how to get hold of a free approximately 90-minute class on preparing for the certification, that is Microsoft Azure Solution Architect. I'm going to cover all this in today's episode. Welcome to another weekly video series with me, Atul Kumar from Team K2N Academy, where we take you from a complete beginner talking about fundamentals and make you expert in Microsoft Azure. So let's look at today's topic, that is Microsoft Azure Solution Architect certification. So this Microsoft Certified Azure Solution Architect Expert is a 3-star certificate, which is an expert level certificate. And as per this diagram, the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals, which is a 1-star, is an optional path. If you have some infrastructure knowledge like networks or storage or compute, which is virtual machines, then you can directly go for Microsoft Certified Azure Solution Architect Expert certification. In fact, a lot of our students in our certification training program, they come directly for this Azure Solution Architect Expert. So let's see who this certification is for. So the Solution Architect certificate is for someone who has expertise in design and implementing solutions on Microsoft Azure. Things like compute, which is a virtual machine, be it Linux or Windows machines, network, storage, or security. The primary function of this solution architect is translating the business requirement into a secure, scalable, and reliable cloud solution. The primary function of solution architect is to work closely with cloud administrators, database administrators, data engineers, and clients to implement solution on Microsoft Azure cloud. The day-to-day operation of the architect will be designing and implementing networks, virtualization, security, identity and access management, business continuity, disaster recovery, and working on a optimal solution both from performance and budgeting point of view, so that whatever is business requirement, they can be implemented on Azure cloud. If you look at the certification detail, there are two exams you need to write. First exam is AZ303, which is Microsoft Azure Architect Technologies, which is actual implementation work. Second exam is AZ304, which is Microsoft Azure Architect Design. So first one is implementation and second one is design of those solutions. Now, when you write each exam individually, you will get respective badges. And when you complete both the exams, then you get the certificate, which is Microsoft Certified Azure Solution Architect Expert. If you look at the percentage wise exam topic weightage for AZ303, which is implementation, there are four main topics. First topic is the maximum weightage, which is 50 to 55%, which is implement and monitor Azure infrastructure. What those topics are, I'm going to explain that in a minute. The second topic is around 25 to 30%, which is implementing the security solutions. Next, third topic is 10 to 15% implementing solutions for applications or apps. And fourth topic, again 10 to 15%, is the implementation and management of data platform, that is databases and storage solutions. Similarly, for 304, that is design specific, there are five main topics where you design monitoring, which is 10 to 15%, designing identity and security, that's 25 to 30%, designing data storage, which is 15 to 20%, business continuity, high availability disaster recovery, that's 10 to 15%, and designing infrastructure that has different solutions, that's 25 to 30%. So let's first look at AZ303. What are these four topics that you need to learn? And once you understand these topics, then you write one exam AZ303 and you get this badge, that's AZ303. So the first topic, which is implementing the infrastructure, that's maximum weightage, which is 50 to 55%. And in that, you're doing implementation of all cloud infrastructure and monitoring. So you'll be doing monitoring of all the services that's related to like performance, health and availability monitoring. How do you monitor cost, logging, alerting, and all the metrics collection. So Microsoft Azure has a Azure Monitor service that helps you in collecting all the logs and displaying them or visualizing them at different places. So make sure you are comfortable with monitoring. So within monitoring, things like monitor and visualize metrics that come out of various services. How do you query and analyze logs? And if required, sending them to third-party solutions like Log Analytics, and then setting up alerts and actions. So that was implementing cloud infrastructure monitoring. Then second subtopic within infrastructure management, that's 50 to 55%, you have implementing the storage account. And within storage account, you have different type of storage, that's blob, tables, files, queues, and disks. And within storage things, you also need to understand replication, and there are different type of replication. Things like locally within one availability zone or redundancy, or a zonal redundancy. You can, or geographically across geographies, you replicate the data, or read-only access replication. So you should be familiar with storage account replication. Then next topic is about virtual machines and implementation of virtual machine, both Windows and Linux type. You should also be having familiarity with what is a fault domain, update domain, availability zone, region, and geography, where within a region you have multiple availability zone, and within each availability zone you can have multiple fault domains, which are nothing but your data centers. So you're deploying your machines or your resources within these geographical locations or within your availability zone or data centers. So make sure you're comfortable with deploying Windows or Linux based virtual machines. And when you're deploying these virtual machines, you can have different type of SLAs, and depending your service level agreement requirement, you might have a single machine, or you can have multiple machines scattered across but within availability set, or across different availability zone if you want SLA 99.99%, or configuring replication across data centers within in different regions. So that's implementation of virtual machines. Now within still in first topic, you should also be comfortable with networking. How do you design and implement virtual networks and different networks within a region or across regions as well. So peering of your networks. Then you should also be familiar with implementing Azure Active Directory and implementing hybrid identities, which is integrating your Azure Active Directory with on-premise Active Directory. So make sure you implement Azure Active Directory for single sign-on, authentication, authorization, and also a component called Azure Active Directory Connect, which will help you in connecting your Azure Active Directory with on-premise Active Directory and synchronization of users and passwords. Another topic is Azure Active Directory Connect, which, as I said just now, is a connection between your on-premise Active Directory with Azure Active Directory, and the health monitoring of or monitoring health of that connection between on-premise and cloud Active Directory. So all this as topic one, which is around 55%. So that's topic one in exam AZ 303. Then second topic is roughly around 25 to 30%. That's implement management and security solution. And in within that implement management and security solution, you have how do you migrate your workload from on-premise to cloud, implementing load balancing and network security, implementing Azure governance solution, and managing the security for applications. So within migration, you have a Azure Migrate service, which is for your virtual machines, Azure Site Recovery for your data replication, or you have database migration service for your relational databases migration. So make sure you're comfortable with migrating an application from on-premise to cloud, and expect some questions around this migration service. Then within second topic, you also should be familiar with load balancers, where load balancer will be forwarding a client request to multiple virtual machines running on Microsoft Azure cloud. You should also be familiar with application gateway or app gateway we call, which is a layer 7 load balancers. And then from a security point of view, another solution, WAF, which is web application firewall. So any client request coming from over the internet, that's being checked and verified by this web application firewall. Then within second topic, you also have governance, which is nothing but your resources, which are individual resources like your databases, Linux machines, your network, storage, combined together into a logical container called resource group. and all these resource group tied to different subscriptions based on your billing, and then you can put them inside a management group for your role-based access control. So within governance, make yourself comfortable with RBAC, which is role-based access control. How do you assign them? What are the custom roles or Azure roles that are available in Microsoft Azure Cloud? Another topic is about app security, where how do you leverage your security solution that are available on Azure, like Azure Active Directory or Key Vault within your applications. And another service, which is your key management system, where your SSH keys or encryption keys can be stored in a solution similar to hardware security module, but implemented on cloud. So your key management, and these keys can be used to encrypt the data on your storage account, or your application keys or passwords or sensitive information can be stored in this key management system. So that's topic 2, which is application security. Then topic 3 is about implementing solutions for applications or apps. That's 10 to 15%. In that, one is application infrastructure, and then second is about container-based application. I'll explain both of them. So first, within application infrastructure, there are different type of applications. First one is your app services or web app services, and you configure your entire application stack as a application service plan, and then deploy it on or implement that on Microsoft Azure. Then you have different type of application services like your functions, that's sometimes also called as serverless implementation of application. You also have a logic app, which is like if then else kind of a conditions. You want to do some kind of a processing based on or some action based on the logic, then you put it on logic app. So that's application infrastructure or implementing application infrastructure. And then you have Docker and Kubernetes implementation on Microsoft Azure, which is like your Azure Container Instance, ACI, and then Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS. And then you have the images through which your containers are created, that's stored in ACR, Azure Container Registry store. So which is similar to your Docker image or Docker Container Hub. So implementation of Kubernetes service or Docker service or container service on Microsoft Azure, that's also part of app services. So the third topic, you have implementing solutions for your applications. Then fourth topic is about the data, where how do you store the two different type of databases or data stores, your SQL and NoSQL database, or relational and non-relational databases. So you have Cosmos DB, that's globally distributed and multi-model database service on a Microsoft Azure, and you have different APIs, different ways to access this Cosmos DB. So implementation of Cosmos DB. And then you also have implementing SQL databases, and there are three different flavors of SQL database. You run on compute or SQL Server running on a virtual machine, that comes under infrastructure as a service. Or you can run Azure SQL database or Azure SQL management instance, which is like running your SQL databases as platform as a service. So that's data platform, which is around 10 to 15%. So just to do a quick recap on AZ 303, you have four main topics. First topic is the maximum weightage, which is 50 to 55%, which will involve the implementing and monitoring Azure infrastructure, which will have your monitoring, storage solutions, virtual machines, and automatic deployment and configuration of your resources. So things like your virtual machines, deployment of virtual machines across region or across availability zone or within data centers based on your service level agreements, configuring networks, Azure Active Directory or Active Directory Connect, which is AAD, health of Azure Active Directory Connect or AAD Connect, the topic implement and management security solutions, governance solutions, application security, key vault management, then different type of app services, which is web apps, Cosmos DB, Logic App, and then Docker and Kubernetes based applications. And the final fourth topic, data, which is NoSQL and SQL databases. So that's Azure AZ 303 certification. Now the second exam, which is AZ 304, that's mainly focusing on designing the solution. And there are 5 topics you'll be doing. That's designing a monitoring service, designing identity and security, designing data storage, designing business continuity, and design infrastructure. All these 5 topics, with topic 1, which is monitoring, that's 10 to 15%, where you'll be designing cost, optimization, and design a solution for logging and monitoring. So whatever we saw on 303, which was for more implementation, that same is here on designing or identifying the optimal solution based on a requirement. So how do you design for cost optimization and then for logging and monitoring? That's topic 1. The topic 2 is about designing the identity and security. So in that you'll be designing authentication, authorization, and governance and security of your application. So authentication around, again, your Azure Active Directory, your single sign-on, role-based access control, integrating with hybrid identity, where you're syncing your users and groups from on-premise. How do you design those? Recommending your solution for user self-service, for password management or user management, and B2B integration. You should also be designing the role-based access control policies or governance like your tagging policies or Azure blueprints. Now, when we were looking at previous 303, we saw Key Vault, which is storing your sensitive information like your SSH keys or the passwords or encryption keys in the Key Vault. So how do you design solution for that? So that's topic 2, security. Topic 3 is about designing storage, which is 15 to 20%. And this is here now for storage, your storage accounts, different type of accounts, based on the data, how quickly you want to recover that or restore that data, what is the primary purpose of taking or storing the data, so storage solution. Then different type of data or SQL data and NoSQL data. And based on your business requirement, would you be suggesting as your data factory, Databricks, data lake, or Azure Synapse, which is your data warehouse solution. So you should be having an understanding of these solutions and then implementation of that into Microsoft Azure Cloud. So from a data point of view, there are 3 different type of data: structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data. Your structured data, your relational data, your SQL database; semi-structured, your YAML files or JSON file or XML files; and your unstructured, your images, GIFs, videos file. So the different storage options available based on that. Configuring solutions, as I said, Databricks or data lake or Azure Synapse Analytics or BI platform or data factory for syncing the data from one source to another source. That's storage, 15 to 20%. Fourth topic, which is high availability and disaster recovery, designing business continuity, that's 10 to 15%. So setting up based on your recovery time objective, recovery point objective, how do you design a solution for backup and restore, high availability across inter-site replication or failover. Designing backup and restore solutions. That's topic 4th. Then 5th topic is about designing the infrastructure, and that's a maximum weightage, again 25 to 30%, where you'll be designing the compute solution depending on your workload requirement. You might be defining virtual machines or batch service, application service, Azure functions, container instances, or maybe Azure Kubernetes service. So how do you come to the conclusion which type of service? So design of that part. You should also be designing the network part. So your different virtual network types or VNets, then subnets inside them. How do you connect these different VNets? So design of networks. And then finally, your application infrastructure architect or designing your application or architecting your application as well. So there's a design center or Azure architecture center where you will get all the required building block guides or architecture blueprints based on your requirement or business requirement. So you should have the knowledge of that. So just to do a quick recap on these Azure AZ 304, you have 5 main topics, which is designing monitoring, design identity and security, design business continuity, design data storage, and design infrastructure. So that you don't have to remember all these things, or if you want to go a little bit deep, we have done a blog where we go a little bit deep on these topics. And if you want to visit that, you can go to ketonacademy.com/Azure SA11, and then it will take you to this block where we'll be documenting all these steps. Now, as things change or if anything comes new, we'll be updating here. You will also look at the details like how can you book this exam or further reading about these topics. Now, we are constantly updating this blog. So if we have some follow-up technical content, we'll be updating on this blog here. So ketonacademy.com/Azure SA11, where SA stands for Solution Architecture. Now we also cover roughly around 40 guides, 27 guides on implementation, which is AZ303 certification, and around 17 guides we'll be doing on AZ304. So what all these hands-on lab that you must perform will be documented here too as well. Now, from an exam delivery point of view, you can give it either from home or you can go to a testing center like Pearson VUE where you can write this exam. So it's a multiple choice questions with a scenario based questions, and there might be some performance based testing as well. And I'm recording it in October 2020. At the time of recording, what our students have mentioned that they are not getting this performance based testing, but that could be because of COVID. But it's highly recommended that you do all the labs and you should practice for performance based testing as well. So just in case if they come to exam, you should prepare for it. Well, so whatever we've discussed today, put down both these certifications in a 12-week framework where we go from complete a beginner, right from implementing and monitoring the Azure infrastructure, both for AZ 303 as well as 304 design and implementation with extensive hands-on lab where each week you pick one of the topic where we go deep into these. So infrastructure, then implement and a management solution and security solutions, then implement and manage your data platforms or your solution for apps, monitoring, identity and access management, securing data storage, business continuity, high availability, disaster recovery, design and infrastructure. And once you have learned both design and implementation for these two certifications, then you prepare for certification AZ303 as well as 304, including having a look at the sample questions, what type of exam questions that can come, and do some project work so you can get a feel of a real design and implementation work as your solution architect. So this step-by-step 12-week framework implemented in two training programs that we do, one for Azure Solution Architect, technical implementation, that's AZ303 with 15 modules, 95 plus lessons, 20 plus hands-on lab. And I think by the time we are recording, we have around 27 labs, exam preparation, prepare for your CV for a job, and the most important on-job support. That's for AZ303 and something similar for AZ304 that has 14 modules, 50 plus lessons, and by the time we're recording this, around 13 hands-on labs. So we have these two trainings, both one for design and second is for implementation. So as a part of these two trainings, we do approximately 40 hands-on labs, where 27 labs on in certification AZ303 and then 13 labs for AZ304, which is a design. If you want to go deep and have a look at these all 40 labs, you can go to ketonacademy.com/Azure SA11. And if you want to know more about this training, you can connect to my team by dropping them an email on contact@ketonacademy.com, or you can jump on a free class that I'm doing on 29th of October. So I'm recording this on 22nd of October, and hopefully by 23rd or 24th, it will be published on our YouTube channel as well as on our blog. So if you're listening this before 29th, or even if you're listening it after 29th of October, I might be running some sessions later as well. So in this free class, we'll talk about the certification, why you should be doing the certification. We'll cover some of the theoretical part, and the most important is we are going to do a demo on how to deploy a Azure container instance, which is something similar to Docker, but implementation of that Docker container on Microsoft Azure Cloud, which is Azure Container Instance or ACIs. You will also have an opportunity to ask me questions, and there'll be something interesting, fast action gift for action takers on this free class. So don't forget to subscribe for this free training by going to ketonacademy.com/Azure SA02, where Azure SA stands for Solution Architect and number 02. and I'll be giving demo on will be actually creating Azure container instance. So when you register for this free class, I'm also going to share a step-by-step instruction guide on creating a Azure trial account so that you can practice with me in the demo. So we'll be creating a container instance like that by going to the Azure portal. We'll create a new container instance. We'll also cover what all these options are available or meaning of these options when you're creating this container. And then we'll be opening up and accessing these container or a demo container, and you can deploy your own containers as well if you're working on your own containers, or if you have your own custom images, or you have the image or a microservice container or application image available. So subscribe to this free class by going to ketonacademy.com/Azure SA02. We always get excellent feedback on these free classes, so make sure you register and turn up live on the class. So to do a quick recap, in order for you to become a Microsoft certified Azure solution architect, you need to write two exams, AZ 303 and 304. When you write each individual exams, you will get a respective badges, and when you clear both the certifications, then you get a Azure solution architect badge. With that, this is Atul from Team Keton Academy. If you have any questions for me on related to this Azure Architect certification or any other certification or anything, you leave a comment here wherever you're watching this, or reach out to my team on by dropping an email on contact@ketonacademy.com. Tell a little bit about you, what you have done, what you want to do, and any question you have, and I'll be happy to help you with any question that you may have. And if you've registered for the free class, I'll see you inside the free class. Till then, take care.